It's again, it's
That's true. Yeah, maybe the hustle's just not the same.
So, hey, let's do this. CNR on FSR. Spot's working on getting the video up and running, and we are ready for an action-packed show.
Hey, Rich, before we talk about Mike McCarthy and his crocodile tears.
Oh, I was going to say, you're going to go get some tissues?
Yeah. Before we talk about crying in sports and crying in life and his new opportunity, that, I'm happy for him. The dude's got a resume, dude. We'll go over it.
I think we forget that sometimes.
Are you sort of bugging out on the fact that we're heading to Santa Clara this weekend? You believe that we're going to be heading to the Super Bowl come Sunday night and then doing it live, bringing all that fun to you? But we leave this weekend. Don't you feel like it's just creeping around the corner and you're going to have to go to the mall and buy some gear and gear up and represent? Like,
of course.
I'm just sort of like in shock that it snuck up on us so fast.
I'm trying to mentally put out there all the stars of the NFL and just, random people I want to interview and get on the show. I feel like this is going to be our biggest Super Bowl yet. So Covino Rich, center stage. I saw some renderings. I said renderings of the set that our buddy Weiss put together, and all the bosses will be there. So I'm pumped to see what the Super Bowl is all about. Santa Clara, going to be a fun time. And we will be there all week bringing you tons of stuff. And, Danny, I would imagine you'd anticipate a few bonus podcasts because we're going to have a lot of athletes and celebrities, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, tons of interviews, and you never know who's going to stop by. We get to hang out with Stu Gatz a little bit. It's going to be a wild experience, and, man, it's the most fun we have all year. It's kind of our Super Bowl. It's the Fox Sports Radio Super Bowl. It's
we talk
so much
about
fun for
it
us. So.
Every year we mention how, for us, it's really just bumping into old coworkers.
Yeah.
Everyone in the sports industry just, schmoozing and high-fiving. So it's a great week, so look forward to that next week. But let's kick it off with a story in the NFL that has nothing to do with the Super Bowl, and it's the hiring of Mike McCarthy in Pittsburgh. Now, this is a team. This is the opposite of, like, the Jets, who have a coaching carousel every year or so. This is the opposite of teams that every 2-3 years, like, we're changing it up. This is a team that's only had a few coaches in its history.
And they're not let's say they're not picking any sort of slouch here. Mike McCarthy, as we stated, has been in the NFL for a long, long time now. In the early 2000s as an offensive coordinator, Cowboys head coach. Actually, Green Bay before that, 2006 to like 2018. The Cowboys from 2020 to 2024. And now with the Steelers. And I love DB's update where he said that, he's totally down with having Aaron Rodgers come back.
Well, if
cool.
you heard the short of it, take a listen yourself.
Do you want Aaron Rodgers back as your quarterback next year?
I mean, definitely. I mean, I don't see why you wouldn't. But, I think just like anything, knowing Aaron long enough, I think when players are up at that stage of their career, they need to step away and decompress it. I think that's very important.
So, hey, we'll see what happens there. But if Aaron Rodgers wanted to go out the way he wanted to go out, it's like full circle for this dude.
We should
absolutely,
and you guys, we should point out that this hire was underwhelming to a lot of Steelers fans over the weekend. In fact, it kind of felt like a news dump. Because remember, I was texting you guys. You guys didn't even really react to the text about McCarthy.
I think we were wrapped up in the playoffs. It was snowing in half the country.
That's not it though. McCarthy's exit out of Dallas. I think most fans in Pittsburgh were hoping for like one of the young up and coming OCs. Maybe.
Yeah, you're probably right.
Yeah.
And that's why we're saying you can't really discredit his accomplishments, though. Again, I looked it up. 174 wins in the NFL, 112 losses. I mean, he's been involved for so long.
What
when
the reality
comes to
is?
Knowledge. I don't. Maybe relatability with some of the young players might be a factor, but as far as knowledge and a guy to coach, I mean, the Steelers should be pretty pumped about that.
Danny G, nail on the head. I'll tell you why. What day is today? Tuesday. We didn't mention it yesterday. This isn't breaking news. Today was just, we saw the press conference and the clips over the last day now, but it wasn't new news today. It's just we're finally getting around to it because it really wasn't like, guys, guess what? Because you take the temperature of the Steelers fans, and I think maybe they were not underwhelmed. I think they were just whelmed.
Whelmed, but also an established guy. I think it's more news when it's like a big surprise. Like, whoa, this guy got promoted or who? Or,
but
wow, I didn't see that coming.
Why are we making it seem like John Harbaugh, who signs with the Giants for 5 years, their resumes are pretty similar. I don't know if you've seen the side-by-side. Both Super Bowl champions, both the same sort of winning pedigree. So I don't know why we put so much more love to the Harbaugh name than we do to the Mike McCarthy. I think it was, like Danny said, the unceremonious exit. And he did well in Dallas. Remember, he just couldn't get to that next level, and they had to just move along.
Well, that's probably why. Yeah,
remind
he
you
fizzled
of
out of Dallas.
Does that remind you of Mike Tomlin a little bit?
Yeah, but sometimes change of scenery. And I think, Danny, where this is sort of pulling me in now, because I'm a guy that, you give me an emotional story, I'm pulled in. I'm a sucker for that. That's why, like, American Idol, the show stinks. You know what I like watching? Like the first episode or so where they show, like, the backstory of the kid. Like, oh, my God, he lost his parents and he's deaf and he sings. Like, I love the story, you know?
If
Like,
you're ever a shark on Shark Tank, let's say you have money to invest someday.
I'm a sucker for the kid with a good story.
If the person goes up there and cries, are you invested now?
Dude, I get emotionally pulled to that. If someone's like, Ed is, his parents were in jail and he's an orphan, and then he, now he's singing on the big stage. I'm like, that's beautiful.
Oh, jeez.
So to me, when Mike McCarthy gets up there and lets the world know that, he grew up a Steelers fan, this is a dream come true, and he gets emotional. In fact, you want to take a listen to an emotional Mike McCarthy? Take a listen.
I understand and embrace the responsibility, the privilege, and the weight that comes with this stewardship. This city, this franchise, this fan base means the world to me. Because Pittsburgh's my world, and it's just awesome to be back here.
When a grown ass man gets a little choked up like that.
Well, maybe you hit a point in your life where you think you're not going to get that chance again, and you do. And not only that, it's his childhood team. How cool is that? So I think it's a really cool story. Yeah, we didn't mention it yesterday because we were whelmed. But when you look at the resume, I find it to be surprising. The reason I gave you his resume is because you would think that this is just another job for the guy. But clearly in his voice, it means a lot more than that. It's not like he hasn't been there and done that before.
And you know what?
But he gets another chance for a team that means something for him. And you know what? As you get older, Rich, sometimes you saw it with your parents and grandparents. You get a little more emotional because life's short and these are big moments.
I think if you have boomer parents, you're slowly and surely seeing them get a little more emotional and cry here or there. But you know what? I want to go to Dan Beyer for a second because, I'm sure DB's been all on top of this. You know what's interesting? When he got hired by Dallas, it was a big deal because he was coming off of a successful run in Green Bay for the most part. Super Bowl champion.
Mike McCarthy's 62.
And that was a big deal. This did go maybe slightly under the radar.
It was a big deal because it was the Cowboys. It was also a big deal because McCarthy, prior to joining the Cowboys, had assembled a staff, and they worked as a staff throughout the previous season to show that they could be ready. I don't think people thought it was a great hire at the time. I think people wondered if him being away from the game, if that was phony. Also, it didn't end well in Green Bay. And so it wasn't like he went out on top with the Packers despite winning a Super Bowl with them. It did not end well. And then when the Packers had their success without Mike McCarthy, I think there was a little bit of an underwhelming response to him being hired as the Cowboys head coach.
We've talked
based
about,
on that, though. Actually, I was going to ask you. Manny Munoz hit us up on the live chat at Covino Rich FSR about his exit in Green Bay. Do we know for certain that him and Rodgers were friendly at the end?
They butted heads.
I remember that. So are we assuming that everything is good now? That's another part of it that we really just don't know the answer to.
Yeah.
I mean, he said some nice things there, and he said all the right things, and he was an emotional, I don't want to say mess. He was in an emotional moment, but we don't know if Rodgers gives a diddly squat about this guy.
I believe that Aaron Rodgers has a better appreciation for what Mike McCarthy did for his career did for his time in Green Bay. Now going through what he went through with the Jets, going through a season with the Steelers, being separated and probably just growing and maturing. So I don't think that they're best friends, but I think that both probably, even on McCarthy's side, have a different appreciation now for what they had in Green Bay. And that's maybe why it could work in Pittsburgh, at least their relationship next season.
Makes a lot of sense.
When he took over in Dallas, 6-10 first year, but then after that, we remember it was just the delivering in the postseason, because the Cowboys were 12-5 3 years in a row. And then 7-10, and, he took a walk.
Dak Prescott at his best years with Mike McCarthy.
So what do you think the tears come from? The chance to come full circle and coach the team he loved as a child? He's back home, as he put it, or whatever? Or the fact that he's getting another opportunity in the NFL? He got emotional.
Covino.
I'm wondering what do you think it is?
This reminds me of a conversation we had about a year ago, maybe more. And I'm sure Dan and Danny G and everyone remembers. Remember we talked about for a head coach to get a third opportunity, they need to prove something? Because a lot of times you'll say, I'll give you an example. Robert Saleh. Robert Saleh got a chance with the Jets. That didn't go the way they planned. Now he's, taking over the Titans? If that doesn't go well, I'm not quite sure he gets a third chance. Everyone seems to, if you're good and you have a good reputation and people like you and you can make the argument, I was set up to fail.
I think we called it like lightning strikes 3 times.
Yeah,
because it's so few and far between where you get a second chance of something big like that. And we tied it into name other actors that had more than one franchise, right?
You get lucky, if you're an NBA, NFL, Major League Baseball manager, you'll get a second chance if you had even a sniff of success. I think someone, if you're again, if a good reputation,
the third chance that's rare.
It's if you were pretty much fired twice, to get a third shot means that you must be a pretty impressive guy.
Yes, and have had success.
Yeah,
at least at one stop. It's not easy to do to get that third opportunity.
So playing for your childhood team, coaching for your childhood team, I'm sure has something to do with it. But again, it's that third opportunity. It's trying to make the most of it, take it all in. He's in front of his home city.
I think there's something there, too. What is the chance that you make it to the bigs, you get to the NFL, the NBA, or you're
Those are the best stories, dude.
And you end up playing for the team you rooted for. I mean, you just see the pictures floating around of an adorable teenage Drake May and his girlfriend. And he's got Panthers gear on because he's a Panthers fan. You make the NFL, you go to the team that drafts you, and that's your team now. Joe Montana. We interviewed Joe, and, as a Niners fan, I'm like, go Niners, baby. He's like, yeah, when I grew up, I was a Steelers fan. I'm like, what? And then Tom Brady. Tom Brady,
Niners,
a huge Niners fan, but he made his life in New England. So to go play.
And it never leaves you. We always debate. We debated for so long if he'd come back to play for the 49ers because that was his team.
Yeah, Covino, I do think of a guy that your stupid Yankees, the Volpedo. I always remember the story of Anthony Volpe, who's he is your sharding shortstop.
He sharded a few times last year.
In key moments. Your starting shortstop, Anthony Volpe, there's pictures of him rooting on Jeter with his pinstripes on, and he's a Yankees fan that's playing shortstop for the Yankees.
He was at the parades back in the day. Garrett Cole holding up banners. He was a Yankees fan. That's why I thought it was only fitting that Bellinger was a Yankee again. His dad played on the Yankees. He's got little kid photos of him wearing Yankees gear. Ben Rice was a Yankees fan. Jeter was a Yankees fan. It happens.
Yeah,
it happens, but it's not that often that people get that opportunity to play for the team they loved. So, yeah, it's like a dream come true, dude. How many players, believe me, we named a few. It happens a lot.
I think the list is not much longer than what we said. Because
it's like I imagine the percentage is really low where these players get to play for the team they dreamed about as children.
Like Devontae Adams when he went to my Raiders, and unfortunately that didn't end well, but remember all the pictures surfaced of him growing up in the Bay Area with all his Raider gear.
Still a dream come true, Danny. Yeah, imagine that.
Just putting that uniform on, just putting that logo on.
It always means that much more, and really, I got to really bring it down to make it relatable. But when my baseball dreams went away, when I realized I wasn't taking Jeter's job for the Yankees, honestly, I did set my sights at, well, what am I a big fan of? And that was radio, and I was a huge rock fan. And working at K-Rock New York, for me, was like playing for the Yankees of radio because I was such a fan of it. And radio was big, and that format and genre was huge in my life at the time. So in a way, Rich, I can't say I could relate. Believe me, that's not my point. I'm just saying that it does mean more when you care and you were a fan on the come-up.
It matters a lot, and I'll tell you why. I'm a Mets fan. The fact that my son and I'm, as you know, number one coach on Fox Sports Radio.
Yeah.
When did that start?
Always been, Danny.
Like a month ago.
When I drew the number for the Little League Pony Ball draft, and this year we're the Mets, that to me was awesome. And
You know what, dude?
And that's
it's
my
the
kids.
silliest example, but I completely understand.
If I'm
it
excited,
just makes it better.
If I'm excited that me and my kid are on the Pony Ball Mets, how do you think a pro feels? Take
Rich,
my feelings and
You're the
amplify them
coach
by
of
a
the
million.
Mets.
Yeah.
Hey, are you or are you not the coach of the Mets right now?
Some people say it's Mendoza. I say it's me.
Yeah, I mean, he's not lying. It makes it more special. So I think it's a mixture of all those things together. That's why you get those emotions.
What do you think every
from Mike
little?
McCarthy.
What do you think every little kid out here in LA wants to be on the Dodgers Little League team or the Pony Ball team because it's the Dodgers. So, like I said, amplify that by a million.
By a million,
And
but
that's
still,
what Mike McCarthy's crying about.
It's a solid point. So think about that. Other stories where the childhood dream actually came true. And I got a second layer to the question.
I'll give you one. You hear it a lot on big radio stations like Z100 in New York or Kiss FM out here in LA. You'll hear a pop star say, like, I would listen to you on my way to school, and you guys are now playing my song. Like, this is the radio station. This is the iHeart station I listen to.
Yeah.
And I remember, I think it was like Ariana Grande who like told Elvis Duran, like, I used to listen to you on my way to school every day, and now you're playing my song. Like,
It's full circle. It's that childhood dream, and more examples next. And I have another question based on Mike McCarthy, but we got NFL breaking news.
Oh,
What up,
DB, let's go.
Breaking news from Fox Sports.
A report from ESPN says that former Patriots head coach Bill Belichick will not be a first ballot Hall of Famer, as he did not receive enough votes to be enshrined into the Pro Football Hall of Fame this upcoming summer.
But
That's crazy.
The report from ESPN's Don Van Natta Jr. and Seth Wickersham say that Belichick fell short of the 40 votes out of the 50 needed to get in.
Who's hating?
Quoting at least 4 different sources is saying that Belichick was notified of this news on Friday. Belichick quoted as saying 6 Super Bowls isn't enough, and what does a guy have to do? But Bill Belichick will not be a Hall of Famer this summer, according to this report from
That's
ESPN.
That's a joke, dude. That's only a joke second to Rich not being acknowledged by his Syracuse alma mater. That's a joke.
I can't believe that.
That really is. I know he's had a rough year plus and a shaky storyline in recent history, but what he did in the NFL is unmatched, and I don't know how that's possible. So he must have rubbed somebody the wrong way. He needs to.
Are you sure one of the voters isn't Jordan Hudson's dad?
Seriously, that makes 0 sense.
Honestly, like I'm. This is tough too. I'm at a loss.
He's right.
Of words.
What more does he have to do?
What more does he have to do?
It's kind of a no news sort of thing, but I think it was so surprising in hearing that because we all just felt it was a foregone conclusion. Mike Holmgren got to the final round of balloting last year and ultimately did not get in. I think that he should be in. I think Mike Shanahan should be in. I think a bunch of these guys should be in. And now it's like their case isn't as good if Belichick's not getting in at this point.
By the way, that's
really
another
stupid.
Mike
DB.
Shanahan, Holmgren, these guys are generational coaches, and Belichick is on the top of that list. That is wildly bizarre to me. It's like Covino. Who was the Yankee that was missing like one vote, had 99%? Like, was it Jeter or Mariano Rivera was unanimous, right?
Mo was, I think, the only guy unanimous.
Yeah.
And Jeter was one vote. Yeah.
Like one
vote.
guy. And it's like, who is the person that said, 5 World Series, the captain, clutch, Mr. November? I'm a Mets fan. I don't
Just
like
a
the
hater,
Yankees.
bro.
But in my mind, I'm like, to not vote Jeter in, to not vote Belichick in, those jabronis deserve to get their vote taken away.
You could think whatever you want about Belichick as a person. You
Grumpy,
could hate the Patriots. Yeah, it doesn't matter because I think everyone should be able to acknowledge what he did for the Patriots and in the NFL.
Damn.
So that's just ridiculous.
Thanks for the breaking news, DB.
Yeah,
that's wild.
That's wild.
And
Really
there's one other layer to this. He was in a coaches category. Bob Kraft, Patriots owner, is a finalist in the contributors category. So you wonder, did Kraft get in? And they're like, we don't want to mess with Belichick, or we'll have to see. We'll have to see how it plays out. But both were up for possible enshrinement this summer. But Belichick apparently not good enough to make the cut. We'll see if the Patriots.
Wouldn't you think
owner
there's a
is.
mistake there? Like, oh, there has to be an error.
Like, was there a hanging Chad involved?
Right.
Was there,
It's a misprint.
Is it the case of the hanging Chad 25 years later? 26
so
years later? My
stupid.
goodness. Well, think about it. If you're voting, forget the 6 Super Bowl wins, 9 Super Bowl appearances, right? The 2 Giants losses and the Eagles loss. And
You mean as an assistant?
as an assistant and a win as an assistant and a loss.
2, yeah, he had 2 in 21 and 25.
Yeah. So, Mike,
Super
all
Bowls.
that and nothing, huh? No beans.
Dedicated his life to the NFL and was great at it. That's a joke. I feel like someone's out for him, if not a misprint, or he really did something behind the scenes we don't know about, because that makes no sense at all.
Jeez. All right. Well, hey, your thoughts about Belichick, your thoughts about Mike McCarthy. I want to get into the crying aspect of it.
Or maybe Brady winning with the Buccaneers really spoke louder volumes than we thought.
Maybe so. We'll get to all that and more next right here. Covino and Rich on Fox Sports Radio.
Taking it one day at a time.
The Brewers get a couple highly touted prospects from the Mets. And this is a segment I like to call Who Gives a Rat's Ass About Prospects?
Good one. Little wordy, but I like it.
I don't give a rat's ass.
I don't give a rat's ass. Because in baseball, football, basketball, it's the equivalent of like late round draft picks. I get it. It's nice to have that equity. It's nice to have those picks. It's nice to have those prospects. But we, more so than ever, name the sport. It's like Amazon, Prime Now. You order something, you want it that day or the next morning. We don't have the patience. Like, oh, Covino, I ordered a new jacket or some sneakers. They come in next Friday. Yeah, no thanks. I'm going to try to find a pair that gets on my doorstep tomorrow.
Right now.
We are impatient. So why do you think people want to wait for prospects? I have Met fan friends that are like, man, I'm excited about Peralta, but we gave up Jet Williams and Sprout. I'm like, Sprout was 0-2 last year with an ERA around 5. He's a young, talented guy, but, I mean, do you want to wait for this guy to work out?
I want to know the numbers of how many times players to be named later or prospects ever really pans out. It can't be that often.
And you know what? Your team knows who they are. Like, and the other one was Jet Williams, who's like, he's like 5'8", crafty little like center fielder. I'm like, the Mets don't need that.
Yeah,
So
and I'm sure he's good, and I wish him the best and all, but he's not the Freddie Peralta you need right now.
I think every franchise in all sports, they know like the 1 or 2 guys that got away over the years, right? Because your franchise agonizes over it. Like, oh my God, you know, we the Mets traded away Nolan Ryan in the 60s or the 70s. You know those guys. Even right now, the Mets, they let PCA, Crow Armstrong, get away.
Mm-hmm.
But he got like a mediocre second half. He's a really good player, but like, hey, you got to win now. And to me, when people say,
Yeah, but you need the pieces that you need too, though. Like you said, you need starting pitching, and that's what you got.
to me, give me a starting pitcher that is a frontline guy like a Freddie Peralta, and I'll give you 10 farm system guys because who cares? You have Luis Robert, you have Soto, Lindor, Polanco. If you're a Mets fan, you have all these guys. Like, so who cares about a guy?
By the way, Rich, you're always quick to remind your friends and everybody on Fox Sports Radio, like, to get what you need or to get somebody of quality, you have to give up something. Trades don't work just one way and that's it. You can't ask for an MVP caliber player or an all-star or 17-win pitcher and expect to give up nothing.
I heard
that's not how trades work.
I heard a Knicks fan the other day, one of my buddies on the East Coast. He's like, man, it would be really cool if they got Giannis. What if we gave him, and he just started naming like Knicks bench players. I'm like, that's not how trades work.
That's not how it works, dude. I mean, that sounds great and all, but that's not how it goes. knows? So if you want a quality player, you have to probably give up some potential or another quality player.
You can't get Scooble from the Tigers for a bag of potato chips and a utility infielder.
I think baseball is unique because of the prospects. We rarely see player for player in the NFL, so it's player for draft pick. And in the NBA, same sort of deal. But what is interesting to what you're saying is I think that people thought that the normal argument was going to be rich get richer. Look, Brewers trading their ace because of whatever. There are some in Milwaukee who are very frustrated with this move because of how good last season went, because of what their strength was. I mean, they didn't hit it all in the NLCS against the Dodgers, but this is also the reason why the Brewers have perennially been in the postseason year after year after year following this sort of route. But I think ultimately, to your point, Rich, in baseball, the name player is always going to win. It's immediately always going to win. Now, Jet Williams, could be a 10-time Gold Glover, by 2037, and then we'll look back at it. But right now, it feels like you're getting something for nothing.
Yeah, but right now you have Soto, Lindor, and all these guys that are getting older every year. Go get Freddie Peralta if you can.
The Rangers got Mackenzie Gore today for 5 minor leaguers from the Nationals.
Yeah, 5 guys that maybe one works out, but we'll figure that out, like you said, in years from now.
Yeah.
I never care about that. It's like a stock that blew up. It's like, well, at the time I didn't know. So why do you cry about it?
Man, I should have bought Bitcoin
no,
when
it really
was whatever.
is. It's like, yeah, man, I had it. But at the time you didn't know. So what difference does that make? Yeah, in retrospect, all you could do is shrug about it. Like, well, oh well. So if Sprout or Williams becomes a thing, hey, what are you going to do? You needed Peralta in the moment. Mike McCarthy, so emotional. We're talking about it. I'm a little emotional hearing about this Bill Belichick snub. But there's some theories floating out already on our YouTube page at Covino and Rich FSR, and I think it's got some meat to it. We'll explain. Covino and Rich, we got the meat. Live from the Fox Sports Radio studio. I'm here in Jersey, the rest of the crew back in L.A. Your next success can begin sooner than you think. Put your goals within reach at University of Maryland Global Campus, an accredited state university. Apply now and save with no application fee. Classes start February 11th. Learn more at umgc.edu. One more time, Rich. umgc.edu.
And guess what? If you've wiped a dry toilet paper and you're thinking, my goodness, this is terrible. It is. Got to get dude wipes. Is it life-changing? Yes. Are they wet and extra large and flushable? Yes.
And by the way,
wipes.
I feel like you're in greater spirits ever since you got your dude wipes.
No, because wetter's just better, Covino. Available at Amazon and wherever you do your shopping nationwide. Dude wipes, best clean, pants down. And I told you we were thinking about guests to line up for a Super Bowl week.
I can't believe
How
we're
do you-
leaving this Sunday.
I was
dude.
just texting, not to name drop, but I was just texting our pal Guy Fieri. Should we do some tailgate
What Guy Fieri
cooking?
were you texting? The one with the blonde spiky hair, or
No,
the
no,
guy
just
wearing
just the guy.
slacks? Yeah, just the guy.
Just a guy.
As part of the Super Bowl ad, right? That's
I was-
why we're seeing all these weird viral photos of Guy Fieri.
Yeah, he's part of a Bosch ad, and he's just a guy. So he shaved the goatee, no more spiky hair for the ad and everything. But I was thinking, do you think it would be fun to do some type of cooking tailgate bit with him? I think we do that. That sounds fun, though.
Always down to eat his food.
Yeah, who would say no to that? Sign me up.
Bring your donkey sauce and let's go to Flavortown. All right, it's going to be action-packed next week, lining up the guest as we speak.
Can't
And
wait.
Talking about all the coaching changes, lost in this mix is Buffalo Bills and how they just hired a head coach. We're going to talk about that, but the other news Dan Beyer broke in with, Bill Belichick not going to be a first-time Hall of Famer.
Well, you know what I was thinking about, Rich? I had an epiphany. I was using the bathroom, and it dawned on me that, there's a lot of people that just didn't take kindly to the fact that he's affiliated with some cheating scandals. And that's why your boy Carlos Beltran even got some flack, but he got voted in, but there was a lot of speculation, and, some people really hold a grudge more so to certain people than others, and Bill Belichick, not the most likable guy, maybe rubs some people the wrong way, and they're like, you mean
Cincinnati.
Bill, Spygate Bill, Deflategate Bill?
Dan Beyer and I were talking about that during the break, that, there are people that might say, of course he's going to get in, but because of Spygate, maybe just not the first time. Isaac agrees with that. Let's go to Isaac and Casey. What's up, Isaac?
Hey, Isaac.
Hey, how's it going, guys?
You know what, Isaac? That means we're both just geniuses if we're thinking the same thing. What's up, man?
That's what I was going to say. First off, though, Covino Rich, I listen to you guys every day, and seriously, just one of my favorite shows.
Oh, thanks, man.
You guys have
Means a
helped
lot.
me through tons of things, and it's just, I love you guys' show. It's one of my favorites.
Thanks, brother.
Just want to give mad props. But yeah, I just thought, if Belichick's not getting in, it's because one of those votes, those guys are mad at him for cheating, or for being accused of cheating multiple times. So.
They're making a statement. They're saying, we didn't forget, and this is our reminder, because the credentials are there. Our immediate thought was, that's ridiculous. But when you think about why, and that's why they did it, to remind everybody, and you're like, oh, yeah, that's right.
But Beltran was on the cheating Astros, and he got into the Baseball Hall of Fame.
That's why it was controversial, though.
Now, I know
No, but he's got no resume like Belichick, though.
different.
Except for
I
how
agree.
many years he
For
played.
some reason, he got an exception. You know why? Because he's more likable. Some people just get that pass, dude. I don't know why.
different crimes, right? Also, you could say that all these, what I think are the greatest ball players of all time. Like, I think Barry Bonds is the greatest baseball player in the history of baseball, but there's people that would say, no way, never. And I think that's crazy. But again, you could say that's a bigger crime than Spygate. What's up, Dan Beyer?
Let's also be honest here that Belichick probably wasn't the warmest towards some reporters.
Yep.
And these are people who vote for the Hall of
You
Fame.
mean on to Cincinnati?
Yes.
Yeah, well, we're on to Cincinnati.
This is clearly what's going on when you really dissect it and break it down. Making sense of something that didn't make sense just minutes ago. That's exactly what happened. So Bill Belichick snubbed for the NFL Hall of Fame. Of course, like you said, Rich, he'll get in, but this is their way of making a statement.
You know what another statement is? Mike McDaniel's leather jacket with a pop collar at his Chargers press conference.
Hell yeah, bro.
My goodness, he looks like he looks like the Fonz.
Did you see how much it cost?
How much? Did people already look this up?
Yeah.
What is it, like some $2,000 John Varvatos jacket or
You
something?
wish. $12,000.
A $12,000 jacket?
man.
Whose leather jacket is it? Fonzie's from the Smithsonian?
That's funny. Oh, what's up, Iowa Sam? I know you said you had something.
I think Bill Belichick blew it with the voters that be to get into the Hall of Fame when he said this on record.
I guess I'll just put it nicely and pass on the opportunity to get involved in talk radio.
No, how could you do that?
Oh, man.
Really burned bridges with that.
Let me say this. Jordan Hudson, think there's some sympathy love going on in the Belichick household the next day or so? Grumpy. Oh, Billy.
How about some sympathy booty?
Perhaps.
You might. Why not cash in when you can? And in other coaching news, we'll continue to talk about Belichick throughout the day. We'll take your phone calls at 877-99 on Fox. We were talking about the resume of Mike McCarthy and how he's been doing it for a long time, and he seemed to get emotional at his press conference with the Steelers. It's his childhood team, dreams come true, but when you get older, you realize these chances are few and far between. And he had some tears, and it got us thinking about a few things, actually. Playing for your childhood team, those dream moments, those childhood dream moments. But, Rich, let me ask you this.
Yeah.
I think you are absurd in your next level, and that's not a macho man statement.
Oh, yeah.
Now, I was thinking Hector Macho Camacho. He's the macho man, bro.
You would think that.
As a fight fan, he was my first macho man.
Dude,
yours
he's like
was
the
the
third.
Village People?
No,
was yours the Village People?
Hector Macho Camacho is the fourth macho man I think of.
What do you mean the fourth?
I think of the Village People. I think of Super Macho Man from Tyson's Punch Out. I think of Macho Man Randy Savage.
You put Super Macho Man over Macho Camacho?
I mean, he was the guy you had to beat right before Tyson.
Yeah, out of my face. All right, well, anyway, I'm not trying to be like Macho Man here, but how many cries do you get per year? We already established as you get older, you do tend to get more emotional. When I say older, I mean Mike McCarthy and up. He's 62. He's still relatively a young guy. He's still doing it. But we've seen that with older people in our life, right? Think about that for a minute.
All right, so how many cries? All right, I'll think about that.
I got a number in mind,
and we will
a reasonable number.
To Dan By for an update. DB, I know you got a lot on your plate, but this Joe Kelly hiring, is this, you think he's the guy that Josh Allen would say, that's my guy, or what?
Well, Joe Brady, yes.
I'm sorry,
not the relief pitcher. That would have really sent shockwaves. But
Joe Kelly?
I was like, what?
Joe Kelly? You mean the outspoken relief pitcher? No, I'm sorry. Joe Brady. Is Joe Brady going to make waves, or is that what you think Josh Allen's down, or what?
I think that Josh Allen had a lot to say in this hire, and I think that there are a lot of people in Buffalo wondering why this was the hire when Brady had such a role in what the Bills did. They ran the ball really well.
Yeah.
And you don't want to lose that momentum, but you also wonder how much of a plan Buffalo really had with all of this. There was a poll that I saw online from one of the writers, and name escapes me. I think it's anyway from Buffalo. They did a poll. 72% of the results were that they were against the Joe Brady hire, with about 15,000 votes in.
Wow.
Yeah, that they did not like the hire.
Welcome.
That Josh Allen had to have a huge say for a 5-year deal.
Yeah, absolutely. So Joe Brady, 5-year deal to be promoted from offensive coordinator to be the Bills' new head coach. In other coaching news, Mike McCarthy, saying he definitely wants Aaron Rodgers back for next season in Pittsburgh, as McCarthy was introduced earlier today. The Broncos have fired offensive coordinator Joe Lombardi after their loss in the AFC Championship game to the New England Patriots. Jaguars OC Grant Udinski and defensive coordinator Anthony Campanelli will return to Jacksonville in their respective coordinating positions. Jets and offensive coordinator Tanner Engstrand are parting ways after one season. Brian Daboll going to be the new offensive coordinator for the Tennessee Titans. And again, the news that just came down within the last hour, Bill Belichick not receiving enough votes to be enshrined as a first ballot Hall of Famer in the class of 2026 for the Pro Football Hall of Fame. ESPN broke that news. Two other notes. Cavs center Evan Mobley is going to miss 1 to 3 weeks with a calf strain. And at the Australian Open, third-seeded American Coco Gauff lost in the quarterfinals in straight sets, while men's top seed Carlos Alcaraz onto the semis. Guys, back to you.
Hey, Joe Brady, youngest coach in the NFL now, 36.
Yeah. I don't know the ages.
Kellen Moore,
just right off the top of my head.
Face 39.
Kellen Moore, Mike McDonald.
What about McDaniel?
Yeah. I mean,
how old is he?
What is Mike?
You mean
McDonald?
Mike McDonald is older than 36.
Yeah, he's 38.
Yes. Mike McDaniel isn't a head coach.
Yeah, I know.
So.
I'm confused.
Kellen Moore, 37. So it looks like he's the youngest coach in the NFL right now. Look at that, 36 years old. Is that wild to think someone like significantly younger than you is like walking on the field like I'm the head coach?
And there's 3 more vacancies. Browns, Raiders, and Cardinals still open.
Perfect. All right, thank you, DB. We'll take Covino's thought about how much you allowed to cry as a grown man. Is there a limit? We'll get to that. Mahomes Showtime trivia and a bunch more next right here on Fox Sports Radio.
Covino Rich.
Some people call us Covino and Rich the broke Zach and Slater, and I take offense to that. And there's a new lookalike in town.
A doppelganger, or as the kids are saying, choppelganger?
You know what? As much as we make fun of the weenials or Gen Z, they have great slang. Choppelganger. If you're chopped, that means you're ugly. So if you're someone's choppelganger, you're the ugly version of blank, right? Yeah. So you got to give them props for bussin', lit, fire, buns, Riz. It's giving blank, and now chopped and choppelganger. You don't want to be someone's choppelganger. That means you're the ugly version. But there's a lookalike. It's Brock Purdy, Rich. And I'm wondering, since you love Brock Purdy so much, would you want to get with the female lookalike of Brock Purdy? She's a little young for you.
I always think of that Saved by the Bell episode where Zach is kicking it to Slater's sister, but then every time he looks at her, it's Slater's face with the wig on. So, no can do. But Brock Purdy, he has a schoolboy face. And get this, a NIL deal was given to a tennis star. She's making almost $1 million. And they're saying it's because she just looks like Brock Purdy.
Brock Purdy lookalike female version is in the news, and it makes us think of other doppelgangers, choppelgangers. But
would you?
It also makes me think of
Brock Purdy with a wig. Would you?
Richard Maker put a Brock Purdy jersey on.
Rich,
probably.
if it meant the Niners winning the Super Bowl this year,
Stop it, dude! No, I'm not answering your dumb question. But choppelganger is a great word. And in the world of sports, would you believe that my wife had never, ever seen the comparison between Troy Aikman and Jay-Z? I made this analogy to her the other day. We were just talking about people looking alike, and there was some guy that looked like you. And I was like, yeah, sort of how like Jay-Z's the black Troy Aikman, and Troy Aikman's the black Jay-Z, the white Jay-Z. Never saw it in her life.
Different algorithms.
Have we not all seen this as sports fans over the years?
I mean, as sports fans, this is common knowledge. Yeah, absolutely. This is a classic right here. But you skipped over the other college example. If you remember, the Brock Purdy story isn't a news story. There was a college girl that got famous online because she looked a lot like Trevor Lawrence, or she leaned into that a lot.
I think Trevor Lawrence looks like a lot of girls you hooked up with drunk in college.
But this girl got no NIL money out of it, but she got pretty famous for that. And as Trevor Lawrence's star grew, she got popular as well. Nowadays, playoff Trevor Lawrence, and by the way, I thought he had a great season. You did a good job, young man. Hold your head up, Trevor Lawrence. I think he looks more like the love child of Edie Falco and Furio.
Oh, some Sopranos.
Nowadays, they're not saying he looks like the college girl anymore. Online, if you follow, they say he looks like Edie Falco got with Furio. Remember that love interest? And you got Trevor Lawrence. You can't unsee it now.
He really does.
Right? He really does.
He really does.
Mom? Dad?
Yeah. Oh, see?
He played it up for Halloween.
He even leaned into it. Props to Macaulay Culkin there. Joe Burrow's probably like, yeah, right, in his dreams. Look at me, I'm a stud. NFL quarterback face. And Kevin! Because it was such a big week for Tomlin, he stepped down. What's next for him? Coaching? Probably not. TV? Most likely. We'll see. Everybody for years, especially when he was younger. Dude, that's Omar Epps.
Yeah.
He always got that for years, and I think that one's undeniable. Come on. Put a Steelers hat on Omar Epps, the same guy.
You, over the last couple of days, have been seeing, here's when Tomlin started in 2007, and you're like, oh my God, what a young man. He was like in his early 30s. So
doppelgangers, choppelgangers meaning you're chopped, you're the weak version, the busted version of that person, and we'll wrap it with the best choppelganger. Rich is the choppelganger of Jimmy Garoppolo. You're the right. All right. So anyway. Oh, yeah. Shout out to all the macho men rocking out with us on the Covino and Rich Show.
Yeah.
I'm Steve Macho Covino.
Will rise
That
to the
is
top.
Rich. He puts the cheese and machismo Davis, and together we form Covino and Rich on Fox Sports Radio, live from the Fox Sports Radio studio. And Rich, while you dance to the Village People can watch at Covino and Rich FSR on YouTube. It's time for our tire rack play of the day. Talk about an amazing sequence of events last night. The Lakers were on fire in the fourth quarter.
On the floor, Smart, Luka, LeBron, Rui, Luka, rainbow! Finds the bottom of the net. Fourth quarter magic. How about full game magic right now?
That one, defense by Jackson Hayes.
Jackson Hayes all the way. Yeah!
Ooh, Lakers.
That was courtesy of Lakers TV Spectrum Sportsnet. Our tire rack play of the day. For over 40 years, Tire Rack has been helping customers find the right tires for how, what, and where they drive. Shipped fast and free, backed by free road hazard protection with convenient installation options like mobile tire installation. TireRack.com, the way tire buying should be. Rich.
Yeah, but
I was sipping on my Dr. Pepper, baby. It's good and nice. Doodaloo. I really was. And I had to use the bathroom again. And I had another epiphany. By the way, this is no commercial. I'm just hooked on that jingle by Romeo. And I know the Bill Belichick thing has to do with rubbing people and reporters the wrong way, Spygate, Deflategate, all these other things.
Yeah.
It has to be. He's
No doubt.
short of 40 of what? No, he's just short of 40 needed. No?
Yeah, you need
for
40,
the Hall of Fame.
You need 40 out of 50, and he's just
40
shy
out
of
of
that.
50. But when I had this other epiphany, it dawned on me how petty and jealous people could be. And do you think that the Jordan Hudson thing had anything to do with maybe a vote or two? People are petty, dude.
Yep.
People are jealous.
Hey,
and
listen,
I don't think it helped his case. I'm not saying that's the reason.
People
but you don't think it cost him a vote or two?
People could say they separate things, but they don't. Like
They don't.
My example would be, when they would take away. Remember they took away Reggie Bush's Heisman.
Yes.
And I always said to you, it doesn't matter. I remember him flipping into the end zone, so in my mind, he won. It doesn't matter if they take it away because you can't forget it. When the Astros won the World Series, and it's like, yeah, but they were cheating. Yeah, very well were, but guess what? I remember them celebrating, so it happened. You could say, well, we're just focusing on his NFL career, but guess what we all watched for the last year and a half? Bill Belichick being what appears to be bossed around by some hot 20-something and not doing...
Some people, and jealous people, or just people in general may perceive as creepy behavior.
Yeah.
It could be held against
I'm
them.
just saying, I think that it's like, in court when someone goes, strike that from the record, and you're like, yeah, but I just heard it.
Yeah,
I
you
just
can
think
strike it, but I know
Yeah,
it.
you can't unsee things. So I know what you're saying. You're saying subconsciously, maybe even people are like, look at him now, and that
Let's say he
combined
was
with
one or
Spygate,
two-
I don't know.
Let's say he was one or two votes short.
Which he was, yeah.
It's possible that that's what cost him. And it's a shame. Yeah, he'll get in, but lesson learned, I guess.
Well, I think that combined with the message of, all right, you're going to get in, but we're not giving you first ballot because of some little things here and there. That feels more normal. That feels like more accurate to me. He was just shy of DB or what?
No, I was just going to say just one quick point. You're right. I think the voting was close. But this also affects every other candidate that could be a head coach because there was only one candidate up this time to be in the Hall of Fame. So now everybody else is going to probably have to wait through next year because the voters wanted to have their way, and that's probably not fair.
Is what you said with Mike Shanahan, what was his story?
Holmgren was a finalist last year, didn't get enough votes. Shanahan's on the ballot. He was a semifinalist, as was Tom Coughlin, all those guys.
But with Mike Shanahan, what he did in Denver with Elway, what he did as a Niners coordinator, like how is that guy not in?
Preaching to the choir.
I'll be honest with you. I don't keep an eye on who's in the Hall of Fame as a coach. I would have assumed all the guys you mentioned were in. I was wrong. All right, we got more CNR. We'll talk about crying next and a bunch more. Hang tight.
It's Covino and Rich on Fox Sports Radio. Are you ready?
Yes! We talk about pop culture, we talk about sports, we talk about life.
It's a friendship on the radio. When you talk about the best athlete in the world, you're probably thinking Jim Thorpe, right?
I'm thinking
joking.
Bo Jackson.
I'd have to throw myself at the age of 12 into the conversation.
You are the home run champion. When you find the commonality between sports and life, those analogies and conversations are the best. You were dating some girl, and you were like, hey, babe, let's watch The Sixth Sense. Her mom walked in. Can you believe he was dead the whole time?
I wanted to get up.
Well, slow down, Dana White.
I don't want to say It's never boring.
If the Chiefs win.
Sorry, Patrick Mahomes here. What do you mean by if the Chiefs win?
Our friendship is real. It's authentic. You can't fake the fun.
We're the type of guys you'd want to hang out with at a sports bar. Best way to pick someone up at a bar? Yeah. Go up to a cute girl and say, oh, look at that bozo over there. And I'll point to you. We could make fun of each other, poke each other a little bit.
I call him Blubber Lips, Rich Davis, because he never stops talking.
He thinks he's the Mexican Fonz.
Yeah.
At any point, he's wearing a chain. You have a chain on?
Always.
Of course he has a chain on.
That's like asking me if I'm wearing cologne right now. Of course I am. I take a lot of pride in being inclusive and interactive on our show. Just the more the merrier.
Josh, Covino thinks that every man should own a leather jacket.
I only wear vegan leather.
Can you believe this guy?
I can't believe this guy. We have a very special connection with our audience, our listeners. People feel that friendship.
And I appreciate y'all's show. I love it.
It's all for you. Thank you.
Mike Tyson, Covino, loves to just challenge us with random Mike Tyson trivia.
Which accomplished celebrity purchased my sprawling Connecticut estate?
I'm going to go 50 Cent.
You are absolutely correct, 50 Cent. I love his song.
You can't schedule a big event during a big sports moment.
My family member scheduled their wedding the same night as a Julio Cesar Chavez fight. Everyone was glued to that fight instead of doing the electric slide.
This is weak.
Unbelievable. You're very tricky.
America, you got sports, you got fun, you got us.
Covino and Rich.
We're crushing it.
Breaking news in the world of football as a report from ESPN says six-time Super Bowl champion head coach Bill Belichick did not receive enough votes to be enshrined as a first-ballot Hall of Famer in Canton in the class of 2026. The report says Belichick needed 40 out of 50 votes to be able to be enshrined in the first time around. However, the reports cite some sources as saying voters held Spygate and Deflategate against Belichick's candidacy. Belichick reportedly told an associate close to him when he found out the news on Friday, quote, 6 Super Bowls isn't enough, end quote, Bill Belichick won't be a first-ballot Hall of Famer. Joe Brady will be the next head coach of the Buffalo Bills, promoted from the offensive coordinator position to get a 5-year deal as their head coach. Jets and offensive coordinator Tanner Engstrand have parted ways, while the Broncos fired offensive coordinator Joe Lombardi. Titans are hiring Brian Daboll to be their new offensive coordinator. I'm Dan Byer.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, buds.
I'm fist pumping because I'm live from dirty Jersey right now.
You better have a Taylor ham sandwich before you come back here.
Oh, yeah. I've already had a few slices of pizza. A piece of each. That's how we say it in Jersey. A piece of each.
What does that mean to you? Is that one slice of Sicilian, one regular, or one pepperoni? What is your piece of each?
A piece of each means a regular slice and a pepperoni slice. A piece of each.
See,
Sounds Italian, right? I have a piece of each.
I interpret that as one grandma slice, one regular.
Okay. Whatever you want. Broadcast live from the Fox Sports Radio studio, Covino and Rich on an action-packed Tuesday. We have prizes to give away, but we be rocking out. We got disgruntled Showboy Mahomes trivia this hour.
Have you seen
Yeah, what?
No, go ahead. I'm sorry. I interrupted you.
Oh, it's okay, man. It's all right, buddy.
Hey, buddy, it's all
Your
right.
next success can begin sooner than you think. Put your goals within reach at University of Maryland Global Campus, an accredited state university. Apply now and save with no application fee. Classes start February 11th. Learn more at umgc.edu. I'll say it again, Rich. umgc.edu.
Oh, nice.
No, you.
Got to get back to this Mike McCarthy thing, but did you see that viral video of a woman wiping the snow off her car, and she's saying to herself, we don't have earthquakes, we don't have hurricanes, we don't have alligators. We don't have earthquakes, we don't have hurricanes. Like rationalizing the snow. I'll tell you what, Iowa Sam, you grew up snowy terrain, right?
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
You live in Southern California now. I'm not saying it's all perfect out here, but is there a part of you that is cool with the idea of never shoveling snow again?
Yeah, I don't really worry about earthquakes. Like, they happen, and they're scary when they do happen, but, like, a tornado, and you're like, there's a tornado watch or a warning, you're kind of on alert.
Dude, my wife's from Texas, and she has friends in the military that would go, they were stationed in Oklahoma City for a while. I felt like they were having tornado warnings all the time. That would scare me way more, and I'm cool with that nice weather. Honestly,
I look forward to shoveling snow a little bit. Like, if I'm back in town, back in Iowa, I like to do some of those outdoor things because I don't get to do them out here. I kind of miss them, but doing it like every weekend for all winter, no, I'm good on that.
I rather get this deep thought, and then we'll get back to Mike McCarthy. I rather live in a nice place and visit the cold than live in a cold place and visit the warm. Like I said, when Dan Byer you went to Buffalo for a game with Jay Stu this past year, right?
Yes. Week 3.
You live in Southern California, you and your beautiful family. But if you want to visit the cold, you got a taste of that.
Yeah. Well, there's a reason we went in September.
You had nice weather, didn't you?
Yeah, it was great. It was magnificent. But when I go home to Wisconsin, I don't mind doing it once.
Yeah.
It's just having to do it every single week. It's not winter like this. I'm sure absolutely stinks. The thing that wears on people, I think, is how long the winters can be.
Yeah, Covino and I used to say
February and March.
When we would work in Midtown Manhattan, you would walk around Manhattan to the train or the bus or to your apartment, and there were times you would just be so angry at how windy and cold and gross it was. And people forget in New York, after Christmas, because New York City Christmas is beautiful. After that, you're waiting for baseball. It really is like 3 months, and you're like, so a fourth of the year stinks?
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's freezing. And trust me, I was in Manhattan today, Rich. That's why I'm on the East Coast. I had a meeting with Lord Business. I don't know if big
go?
meeting.
Big business.
And, they got slush up to my knees. You think I missed that? No
It's brown.
thanks. I was in traffic. Yeah, brown slush up to my knees. Traffic for days because of the snow. No thanks. You nailed it. I'd rather live somewhere nice and visit the cold place that you're from. So we're from the East Coast, if you haven't done the math, but we live in L.A. I'm visiting in Jersey right now. And this Mike McCarthy story is, it's nice. You see him getting sentimental because he's coaching his childhood team.
No.
It's nice to see that it means something to him after all this time because he's been there and done that. But aside from all the talk of his resume, as we discussed before, the fact that he was crying made me think, even though we try to be macho men, like the Macho King, what's the limit? I'm not trying to be super machismo, like I said, but I think there is a limit despite tragedy, okay? If you're going through something crazy, I'm not going to hold it against you.
You see our pal Bert Kreischer, who we saw at the Super Bowl last year. We'll probably see him again. Did you see Bert was on Drew Barrymore's show and they were cooking something and he was bumbling and like hysterically crying, talking about his kids and his TV show? Did you see that?
No. I have seen him get emotional before, and I'm not saying I hold it against anybody. If you're an emotional guy, emotional person, fine. But I do think there's a limit. And coming from a Vato background, Rich, I don't know if you knew this, but you only get 96 tears per lifetime.
That old song?
The Mysterians, right? That's
96
the song.
teardrops.
Mark and the Mysterians, 1966. They were Vatos. A lot of people don't know that. 96 tears you get, so you got to use them wisely. And I think you should get, realistically, about 3 a year max. And again, that's taking away tragedy and things like that, right? Because I'm not judging you, like I said. I'm not blaming anyone for being emotional either. I'm just saying I think you get about 3 a year. I've gone years and years without a single tear.
What if you got a lot of big things going on? All right, if you're Fernando Mendoza, Sam, hit me up with some ABBA.
Tears of joy don't count.
There it is.
Tears of joy? That's just beautiful.
What was it? Jim Valvano is like, if you laugh, you think, and you cry, that's a full day. He's like, you laugh and you cry each day. That's a full day.
If you cry, though, as much as you laugh, I don't know if you need that type of balance in your life.
Cove, when Fernando Mendoza wins the Heisman and he's in hysterics, at the end of his speech when they win the national championship, and he's like, I love Indiana. And then he's going to get drafted all within a year. There's his 3 cries in your mind?
No. I'm not. I'm all for it. My change. You grow, you change, right? When I was a little kid and I saw Mike Schmidt crying when he retired, it made no sense to me because I was a little kid. Like, what's he crying about? But now I understand as you get older. It's the end of an era. It's the end of a chapter. You get emotional because you just do. I'm not holding that against anybody. So, tears of joy, Mike Schmidt tears, Mike McCarthy tears, not holding it against anybody. What's your limit, though? I'm saying 3 a year. I think that's pretty fair.
To me, I cry like 3 times a week.
That's great. You need to talk to somebody then.
I don't know about crying. What do you call crying, too? Because, all right, if my wife sends me a TikTok video about, your kids are playing Little League and this is...
You got to try... Look, I'm not saying you got to be a man, okay? Because this doesn't make you a man. But I think you got to keep it together a little bit. I get, the feeling of wanting to blubber or, getting choked up and all that. But you got to try. Let me ask you this.
Why, though?
I'm not saying you got to be like your dad, but how many times did you see your dad cry? For me, twice in my life.
But my dad's like a stoic, unemotional dude.
That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying you need to be like that. So I'm giving plenty of leeway by saying 3 a year.
When my wife and I told our family that we were having our daughter, our first kid, my dad's first grandkid.
Yeah.
We caught him off guard. And I saw he left the room. I saw the eyes start to open. I'll be right back. I saw
a little Puss in Boots welling up out of happiness.
He had to remove himself. But listen, I'm not saying. Here's the difference.
Go ahead.
And I'll tie it into sports. Crying out of joy or sentimental nostalgia, I see 0.0 problem with.
Oh, by the way, Rich, to make it clear, being emotional, welling up, maybe even a little glassy-eyed, that doesn't count.
Oh, that doesn't count to you? Okay.
No, man, I'm talking like a full-on like blubber, and you make a cry face.
Like
and you make an ugly face. Like Mike McCarthy was kind of there. I'm not holding it against him because it's a nice moment.
No,
it's not like...
But then I'm calling crying. Welling up to me is crying.
Really? Nah,
Then
that's just you being emotional. I mean,
How many
emotional?
How many blubbers then?
Blubbers? I'm
Yeah.
saying, like that's why I said 3 a year. That's crazy lenient.
I blubbered one time this year when I saw my kids cry about our dog dying.
In January.
And then when the 49ers lost. and when Pete Alonso got signed by the Orioles.
Oh, that's so funny. I'm telling you though, and I say that just to bring it to attention because I feel like today's man absolutely look like a man to you.
Let me finish my point.
Today's man is real quick to just let the waterworks out.
Let me finish my point, then we'll move on to some other stuff. We got prizes to give away. We got a little end of an era. But
STDs.
Oh, Danny G has his STD stats he wanted to bring to the table.
Not my personal.
Oh, not his. Okay.
I thought he got his results in.
When I see someone get emotional for nostalgia reasons or positive emotions, a baby being born or your kid scoring a touchdown or stuff like that, I'm okay with someone feeling those emotions. I think there's a big difference between positive welling up versus someone being a bitch. Like the kid that cries because he gets hit by a pitch in Little League, or a kid, like, to me, baby behavior, like you didn't get what you want, so you cry, or even a grown-up, like they get all butthurt because something didn't go their way. Stop being a bitch. Like, to me, that's when I make fun of you for crying, like when you're a sore loser or a baby. If you're crying because your kid got a scholarship, or you're crying because you saw old videos of your grandparents from the 1930s and you're like, that's amazing. Like to me, that's like fine. But when you're acting like a little bee, that's when you don't cry.
When you're being a little sports baby. All right, we
like
can all
Mike
agree
McCarthy.
on that.
Mike McCarthy got the head coaching job of his childhood favorite team. If he doesn't, and he's like, this is like the team I've cared about. Like, I'm okay with that. I
So
really
to be
am.
clear, Rich cries during Lifetime movies, but if he got hit with a softball, he just rubbed some dirt on it.
Bro, I could if my wife
But
and I
I
watched.
think that's the lamest. I feel like when Rich tells me he was watching a Folgers commercial or a Lifetime movie and he starts blubbering, I kind of look at him like, what's wrong with you,
You ever
dude?
see that commercial around the holidays where the grandpa's training all year, and you're like, what is he training for? And it's to pick up his grandkid.
That's sweet. Yeah, that's sweet.
I'll cry at that. But if I could take a line drive to the face and I'd be like, yeah, I'm good.
You know what commercial got me real good? You know, commercial got me real good.
What, the Guy Fieri as a regular guy?
I haven't seen that yet.
There's his spiky hair.
What is Bosch, by the way? Wait,
I think it's like appliances and stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, there was like this guy cooking, and his grandmother is in the reflection of the mirror, and like she disappears to show that she had passed away and given her recipes on to him.
See, that would make me cry too.
Dude, that got me right in the tuchus.
How about the clip where the little kid gives his first home run ball to his grandpa, and the grandpa is like, "Why would you do this?" Some of these things will get you once in a while, dude. But that's why I'm saying, like, yeah, hey, 3 times a year, if that gets you, okay, we all have emotions. That's fine. But anything more than that, you might have to check yourself before you wreck yourself, as they say. Vatos have 96 tears. Use them wisely. Anyway, not trying to be overly macho, but I think it was kind of nice to see Mike McCarthy show that he cared.
A lot of people chiming in and sort of in agreement. You know, you can't be blubbering unless it's like a real scenario, right? You can't be blubbering.
But hey, you don't want to waste it. You want to be like Sandy Lyle with your crocodile tears.
You said it, buddy.
It was like when AT&T started blocking Lily with like furniture and props and sets, and so you couldn't see her body any longer.
Oh no!
I'm sure Rich cried over that.
I hate that. Terribly sad. All right, let's turn the page here for a second. More to get to on Covino and Rich. Mike McCarthy, congratulations. Bill Belichick, we're sorry. A lot of coaching news today. Hey, Brady,
everything
congratulations.
cool with Craig T. Nelson?
Yeah, Craig T. Nelson, still a coach.
Okay,
with
cool.
With Dauber. And congrats to Joe Brady in Buffalo, 36 years old. Have we confirmed youngest coach, right, in the NFL as of now? 36. Wild to think Sean McVay was 30 when he was hired. That, to me, looking at that, that's like Theo Epstein getting hired at 28 years old by the Red Sox. That's like, what do you know at that age?
That's like some Doogie Howser life of coaching.
I know. All right. So, Mike McCarthy, congrats. Let's move along to something. I believe it ends today. Is today the day, Danny?
Southwest?
Bro, today's the day. The cattle call.
Yesterday was the last day of choosing your own seat. Today is the first day of them assigning.
I don't know. I don't know if I was ever a fan of this system, but we flew Southwest quite a bit from New York to Vegas. I'm sorry, LA to Vegas. Other than that, I was never really a fan because growing up on the East Coast, Southwest, believe it or not, Danny, is not really a New York airline. If you've noticed, they don't really do New York. So growing up, I could back Covino up and say,
is that why they're named Southwest?
Well, I guess so.
Yeah, my brother-in-law is a pilot for Southwest.
But I always would hear people talk about Southwest. I'm like, yeah, it's just not really an East Coast thing. Southwest, you're right. I remember the first time I flew them, like, wait, you just sit where you want? What are we doing? And then after a while, you sort of get used to it because 24 hours before your flight, you're like, ooh, let me check in. Ooh, I'm A13.
Yeah.
Oh, man, I forgot I'm C40. I have the worst seat.
Yeah, but A13 if you're not a freak. Whatever seat you can get.
Yeah, and it goes by ABC, but no longer is that the thing. So assigned seating for Southwest. So Danny, Covino, and I were thinking about what are those things that are like an end of an era? Like, man, I guess we'll never do that again. That was something because you'll look back and be like, remember when? These are the things you look back. Like, Danny, when you stream all these shows with you and Brenda and the kids, there was a time, and as the memes go, there was a last time and you just don't remember. But there was a last time you went to a video store to get a movie.
Yeah, we've talked about this before. The last time you set your bike down on your friend's front lawn and all the bikes were there, you knew whose house everybody was at.
Didn't know it.
This is a sad one. It made me cry.
Yeah, don't cry now.
But as the father of a teenage pain in the ass, there was the last time that I picked her up, but that I got her ready for bed, and after a shower or something, and did our little nighttime routine, and there's the last time for that.
Speaking of how
it's just like you peek your head and you say goodnight, but there was a last time you did that whole routine.
You said pick her up, Covino. That's the big. You've seen the big mom trend on TikTok and Instagram where moms are picking up their teenage boys, and they explain it
just so they could recreate the last time and remember
they're
it.
Pretty much like, hey, son, I read on social media, like you pick up your kid for the last time and don't realize it. Like, yeah, you think
the moms are struggling.
Like, Danny, you think Brenda could pick up your sons or no?
We can't even pick up Koa right now, let alone the teenagers.
So yeah, I mean, it's a thing. Like, you don't realize. Hey, it's the last time you're doing it. So the last time we flew Southwest, we're like, oh, I guess that's it, huh?
It's sad.
I never grew up flying Southwest, and I finally flew Southwest a few years ago. I like the decision made where my seat is because I like window seat every time. The aisle or like the middle seat sucks. Aisle seat I don't like because I can't lay on something.
Speaking of the anxiety of that, we did something for the last time and didn't realize it, and I loved it because I hated it. There was the last time you bought tickets to a movie not knowing where you were going to sit. That to me was anxiety ridden. Like now when you're like, oh yeah, I'm taking the kids to go see Zootopia. Yeah, we're in row G, seats 1, 2, 3, and 4. That to me took away such a stress. Remember you would go on a date to a movie and you'd be like, man, I hope we don't have to sit in the front. Or that awkward thing where you're like, I see 2 empty seats. Can you guys slide down? Like, oh, gross.
See, what was good about Southwest, though, is you sat in the queue for 24 hours before your flight. It's almost like Disneyland now with their app. And you hit the button. You probably were in the B group. And so you got to get on the plane before all the laggers in the C. And even if there were people on the plane before you, which always seemed to be, there was some people who paid a little extra to be right in front, like OJ that time. Still, you could keep walking until you got to the back, and you could choose your overhead space. You could choose whatever seat you wanted. That was the beauty of it.
I think when you think of end of eras, you have to think about things and people. That's the end of an era for sure, and we've seen that a lot in sports.
You know, an interesting end of an era in sports, and I think it was for the better, but after the strike, remember they came back with alignment and wild cards? Like before that, it was like, yeah, 2 teams made the playoffs from the AL, 2 from the NL, and that's it. And then it was like, all right, we're doing more divisions and wild cards. Like, if there's ever an alignment in sports or a realignment, which they talk about in baseball, which I'm against. I think baseball's got it right now, so stop it.
You know what? The end of an era isn't always like the end of something good necessarily either. Like in the world of fighting, I would say when the Klitschko's retired, that was the end of an era. And that's no knock on them, but they made the heavyweight division so boring that it made boxing boring. So once they retired, it gave the openings to guys like Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder, and that brought boxing back in a big way.
You know what?
They held the heavyweight title for like 10 years, and they wouldn't fight each other, obviously.
I'll give you one. Between ESPN Plus, DAZN, and what's the new boxing ones? Zuffa?
Yeah.
They're pretty much, and between WWE now being on Netflix, but before that, what was on another provider. But the whole
talk about the Attitude Era?
No, I'm talking about the whole idea of like pay-per-views.
Oh yeah,
gone.
Yeah. I mean, that might be it.
I mean, no, I don't think it. I think we're leaning now towards if you are a subscriber to
Paramount
and ESPN Plus and Hulu and Netflix, eventually you will have everything. And there's pay-per-views aren't a thing. Like wrestling, remember you'd have to order a WrestleMania? If you have Netflix, you can watch like a pay-per-view just on Netflix.
What about every time I get on one of my streaming services and I have to pay for a movie that's already on there? That's a pay-per-view, isn't it?
Yeah, but I'm talking like the the $80 rent a fight. Like
there's a lot of things that are still transactional pay-per-view, on certain, streaming platforms.
You know what? Netflix has done the best job of doing? Making us not realize we pay for it. Like it's the most of all those ones. It's like, who doesn't have Netflix? Like you forget you almost have it.
Sometimes you don't realize it. Sometimes it's pretty definitive looking back. Like, in the world of music and the world of rock, you can come up with a million different examples, Rich, but it was pretty evident that when Smells Like Teen Spirit hit the radio airwaves, that was the end of like the hair metal era. Like that was the end of that. Because it was the start of something new for the next decade.
I think.
And then something took out grunge. And I don't know if you call that new metal or boy bands.
But the death of all the lead singers.
Well, yeah. You know what? We'll take your feedback next. But speaking of football, Aaron Rodgers losing. Would you guys say that, Danny, do you link him with Manning and Brady and the last of those great 2010 quarterbacks?
Definitely.
So when you saw Aaron Rodgers get knocked out in the first round, it's like, I know he might play one more year, but now you're thinking like, oh, maybe we're on to like the Drake Mays of the world, and we're on to the Bo Nixes of the world. Like maybe it's those guys are all gone now. Once Aaron Rodgers calls it quits, I think that whole generation, Drew Brees, that they're all
it's a
done.
Sam Darnold world now from the 2018 draft.
Yeah.
Dan Byer just smiled when you said it's a Sam Darnold world. All right, we got more Covino and Rich. If you guys want in, we're gonna play Showtime, Showboy, Mahomes trivia coming up later this hour. So if you want in, 877-99 on Fox, win a Covino and Rich Turbo Mini Nerf football.
And a koozie.
And a koozie. Look at that. More Covino and Rich next, right here. Fox Sports Radio.
Want to talk some of the craziest sports flexes? I know you have some things on your mind, Rich.
Yeah, I mean this Wemby thing. You saw it before me because I was like, wait, what are you guys looking at here? And I'm like, is his foot? What?
Well, like put it in perspective. Growing up, this is when you realize, well, I guess I'm never gonna make it in the NBA. Like if you could touch the rim, that was an accomplishment. At first, like, you hit the bottom of the net. You're like, all right, I'm getting some ups here.
Yeah, Covino told us he touches rim just standing up.
No.
Not toilet. Not toilet.
You're just thinking playground, right?
Honestly, you're
gymnasium, high school.
You're absolutely right. If you're just horsing around with your buddies at gym class or at the playground,
You started with the bottom. You're like, all right, I got the bottom.
I'm not going to BS shit. None of my friends could slam dunk, but it was a bragging right to be like, yo, you could touching rim was like, all right.
Touching rim was you had some ups.
Touching rim meant you were like roughly 6 foot and like you had some skills. Like, oh, I could touch rim.
And then
I can't
they
dunk.
started mass producing those adjustable rims. Everyone had one. You lower it down to 8 feet. You start slamming, jamming, rip roaring, and ramming. All right, that was a game changer. But for most regular people, you barely touch rim. And now you got freaks in the NBA like Wembanyama. This dude could lift his leg.
He karate kicks it.
He could karate kick the rim.
Do you understand what we're saying here?
That's why I'm putting it in perspective. We couldn't even jump with our hands held high and hit the rim barely. This guy lifts his leg up, a little crane kick like Daniel LaRusso, and he touches it with his big toe.
Look at it this way. We've seen things where it's like, yo, you've seen a guy hit his head on the backboard where you're like, yo, he's so tall that he went up for a rebound and misjudged it, and he,
ups.
Yo, sometimes
I used to pray for ups. Never got any.
Danny, you've seen players like hit their head.
Oh yeah,
on like the lower part of the backboard because it just they're so big. But
LeBron was trending the other night because on one of his dunks, his head was at the rim, just above the rim, and people were like, this freak is 41 and his head's above the rim still.
To think like just a regular guy. If we went to the basketball court right now at the gym across the street, if I told you, Covino, take off from the free throw line and see like how close you would even get, and then think like Michael Jordan and guys like that were taking off and dunking from there and doing pump fakes and you jump, your feet are on the ground like that quick.
So when we're seeing guys like Wembanyama now able to put their foot up to the rim, what are some other crazy sport flexes that come to mind? I got a few. I got some fun ones and some legit ones. Like what comes to mind immediately is Kurt Hennig, how he would throw a pass and catch the pass to himself because he was Mr. Perfect. Because he did everything perfect.
All right, I'll give you one for real. I'm not saying Mr. Perfect wasn't real. I'm just
wait a second.
You know how he bowled the 300, was perfect at pool. It was a great gimmick.
Mr. Perfect has three-point shot too.
I'll give you one that I always was fascinated by because as a kid, you didn't realize how much strength was needed. When Bo Jackson would break a bat over his knee or just break a bat, you'd be like, yo, like you thought about that. And you're like, oh, okay. And then you hold the bat and you're like, oh.
Yeah, right. He broke it over his helmet.
Yeah.
Over his helmet.
You know who did it this year? I'm going to miss him a lot. Polar Bear Pete. Pete Alonso did that this year. And when you see one of these big, strong guys break a baseball bat, you're like, or like it's like a strong guy ripping a phone book. You know,
if you tried to do that, you'd probably roll around in pain. So we'll get to your phone calls, your feedback, and we got more, crazy sports flexes next. But we got Ilo now with an update.
Isaac Lowenkron.
Do you mind if I real quick give you my sports flex?
Yeah, I would love it.
This is not so much as a flex, it's just a great story. But back in the 60s, during the peak of Muhammad Ali, the top player in the NFL and arguably the greatest running back of all time was Jim Brown. Jim Brown made it be known that he very seriously wanted to box Muhammad Ali. He thought he could legitimately beat Muhammad Ali because he was such a great athlete. Remember, he was like an epic lacrosse player in addition to being a running back. So the two of them happened to be in London at the same time, and Ali tells him to meet him in Hyde Park, which is a famous park in London. So there they are, Ali and Jim Brown, just the two of them, face to face, no handlers, no nothing. And before Jim Brown says anything, Ali starts lightly slapping him, just slapping him like this.
Yeah.
And Ali's hands were so lightning fast that Jim Brown realized right then and there, yeah, there's no way I could ever.
That's a great story.
He
really
saw the
story.
flex up close with literally the greatest of all time.
And we're back. Remember, you get 96 teardrops per lifetime. Use them wisely. Mike McCarthy used a few this week. We're Covino and Rich. Thanks for all your feedback at Covino and Rich on social media. Remember, we're streaming on YouTube, Covino and Rich FSR. You could also get our bonus pod there, Overpromised, episode 125. Live from the Fox Sports Radio studio for over 40 years, Tire Rack has been helping customers find the right tires for how, what, and where they drive. Ship fast and free, backed by a free road hazard protection with convenient installation options like mobile tire installation. TireRack.com, the way tire buying should be.
Break out those snow tires. And have you ever wiped with a dry piece of toilet paper and wondered, is this as good as it gets? Well,
hope not.
It's not. Switching to life-changing wet, extra-large, flushable Dude Wipes will change the game because wetter just cleans better. Available at Amazon and all major retailers nationwide. Dude Wipes. Better clean. Best clean, in fact. Pants down.
Hey, Rich, as we talk about Southwest Airlines and the end of an era, because you have to get assigned seats now as of today, choosing your own seat is over. End of an era. You know, in the world of sports, when you see a player's career from the start to the finish, it's the end of an era, and it hits you because it makes you feel like, damn, I'm getting old. I watched this guy's entire career.
Like Ken Griffey Jr. comes to mind for, I think, our generation.
The first time you start experiencing stuff like that, it's a coming-of-age sort of thing. Like it really hits you in a different way.
When you were a little boy and you remember people being like, this prospect, Derek Jeter, and then all of a sudden you watch him, you know.
From Derek Jeter, or your version of Derek Jeter, to guys like John Cena most recently in the world of wrestling, to Stranger Things for a younger generation who grew up with those kids. That spanned like 10-plus years. Yeah. Whatever your version of that is, the end of an era. Share yours again at Covino and Rich at Fox Sports Radio. And we'll continue taking phone calls.
All right, cool. Let's do this. We do it every week if he's available and in the mood. We're talking about Showboy Mahomes trivia.
The mostly lovable Patrick Mahomes.
Truth is, I want everybody to love me, not just the refs.
It's time for some NFL trivia.
I'm here.
Yes, we know you're here.
All right, Patrick Mahomes here to play Showtime Mahomes trivia.
All right, FSR Security walking our broke Patrick here into the main studio.
Oh, hey, Patrick. There he is. What's up, bud?
Disgruntled Mahomes. That's what you're getting right now.
Oh, what's the matter?
I bet it is.
Not in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, it's so strange for you to not be traveling right now to the big game.
I'm just lounging around, getting fat, hanging out with you guys. Shador Sanders is a Pro Bowler. Give me a break. I sure deserve it. Tell you what, I haven't gotten a Pro Bowl since 2023. I got 6 of them. I don't even want them anymore. If Shador is a Pro Bowler, I don't even care.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
man.
Going to make national headlines.
Right. Disgruntled Showboy Mahomes.
Let's meet the contestants. 27-time winner Rich Davis right over there.
What's up, man? Imagine someone actually picked that up. Mahomes said.
And quote me, Shador straight buns.
In for 20... in the house is 23-time champion Dan Byer.
Hello. Guy's unstoppable.
And 10-time winner Spotty Boy.
Hey,
let's make it
right?
1-1.
Spotty looking for that elusive 11th victory.
Yeah, you know.
And looking to win a CNR prize pack on the studio lines. Dave in Maine was the first one through.
What up, Dave? How are you, man?
What's up, Dave?
Hey, man.
Hey, David, don't think for a minute I didn't realize you're talking about the end of an era. Coincidentally, when I come in right now.
You got plenty. You got plenty left, Patrick. Come on.
I mean, I do personally, but Kelsey and the rest of the team, I don't know.
Okay.
Disgruntled Mahomes.
And really quick, Dave, what do you do for a living there in Maine?
Something with lobsters.
Well, I'm retired now, but I taught art K-12 42 years.
Got a teacher.
That's great,
here.
man.
All right.
That's great.
Rules for Showtime Mahomes NFL Trivia. The first contestant with 2 correct answers is the champion. If there's a tie, we have a tiebreaker question. Your name is your buzzer, but you do have to wait until all 3 possible answers are read. If there's 2 wrong answers in a row, we move on to the next question. Are you ready?
Let's go.
Let's get it on.
I'm here reluctantly. Patrick Mahomes here. I should have been in San Francisco, but speaking of, how many total receiving yards did the great Jerry Rice finish his career with? Is it A, 22,895, B, 19,917, or 24,615?
Dave.
Oh.
Dave.
The second one.
19,000. No, sorry.
Rich. I feel like A, 22 sounds about right.
I feel like you're a Niner fan and you should know that. Yeah.
Boom. Ba-bam.
Rich on the board.
Yeah, buddy.
We move along to round 2.
All right, round 2. Patrick Mahomes here. My team's mascot is actually the Lombardi Trophy, but which NFL team's mascot is named Swoop?
Swoop.
Is it A, Swoop,
Swoop.
SWOOP?
Oh, swoop.
Swoop.
Swoop. There it
Swoop.
is.
There it is. A, the Eagles, B, the Falcons, or C, the Ravens?
Dave shouted out before all 3 answers.
Yeah, Dave,
were
what do
right.
you
Yes.
Which one?
Swoops.
Yeah, which one? Which team? The Eagles, the Falcons, or the Ravens?
Come on.
Falcons.
No.
I think Dave's sipping back on Grandpa's culture.
Anybody for the steal?
Dan.
Buyer.
Eagles?
Yes, sir.
Oh, there you go.
My son has flashcards. NFL mascot flashcards.
Can I borrow those? Thanks.
Little Brody, he knows his timetable and mascots.
They're the memory cards, but they're similar. So, yes.
Cool. All right, Rich and Buyer both on the board. We go to round 3.
All right, round 3. Patrick Mahomes, disgruntled Mahomes trivia. What was I once quoted saying about hurting? A, you have to take in the hurt. You have to accept it. Losing is supposed to hurt. B, it hurt really bad when I lost rock, paper, scissors to Max Crosby, and he licked his fingers and slapped my arm. Or C, losing hurts, but the hurt fuels you to get training for next season. Started ahead of schedule.
Spot.
Dave, B.
Dave.
Spotty. Well, Spotty got in there.
Dave said spot A.
Yes!
Spots on the board.
Spots on the board. Halfway.
Dave really said B. Who's screening these calls?
All right. It's a 3-way tie. Rich, Buyer, Spot. We go to round 4.
Exciting.
All right, round 4. Patrick Mahomes here. You know, I live in a 17,000 square foot mansion, but
Yeah, of course.
how many square feet is the Pro Football Hall of Fame? A, 27,500 square feet. B, 50,500 square feet. Or 41,500 square feet.
Dave, 41.
Dave says 41, and he's wrong.
Dave, I love your confidence, but you've been wrong every time.
Rich going for the steal and the win.
For some reason, I feel like people have told me it's smaller than you think. So 27, eh?
You're both losers.
Ah!
Those are dumb.
It started out small back in the 60s.
That's what she said.
It was 19,000 square feet when it opened back in 63. It's now 50,500 square feet.
All right, still a 3-way tie. Rich, Buyer, Spot.
Whoa, mama.
We go to round 5.
All right, round 5. And by the way, with all that room, you'd think they'd have room for Belichick, but I guess not. Round 5. Which NFL tight end leads the league in all-time receptions? Is it A, Tony Gonzalez, B, Travis Kelce, or C, Jason Witten?
Dave, B.
Dave, which one you
Dave.
said? Travis?
B.
No.
Hey, you be wrong every time.
Hey, I'm consistent.
I heard an S
put
for
it
a
away?
spot.
Spotty, steal and
Go for
win.
it, Spot.
A.
Yeah! Spotty gets
I
his
knew that, actually.
his very elusive 11th victory.
Look at you.
Take that, Dave.
Tony Gonzalez, the very handsome and talented Tony Gonzalez.
Hey, you want to hear a funny story, Patrick?
Sure.
Our very own Covino once asked Tony Gonzalez for a selfie, and Tony Gonzalez looked at him and said, nah.
No, wasn't it Tony Gonzalez and Jason Witten?
Oh, that's right.
And it was like 3 tight ends, and Antonio Gates or something. It was like
Shannon Sharp.
Shannon Sharp. Oh, yeah. All right. Thank you, Patrick.
According to legend.
Yeah, according to legend.
And Dave, thank you for listening and playing along in Maine there.
All right, guys. I got things to do like nothing, like go home and do nothing.
Yeah, why do you watch? Why do you watch Traders? I started watching that with my wife. Pretty good. Yeah, well,
New episodes every Thursday.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you watch?
that sounds great,
we
guys.
are
All
a
right.
big Traders household. We didn't see season 1, but seasons 2 and 3, and now seasons 4.
I'm only up to episode 2, so I don't want to. I know who certain people get kicked off, but it's fun. It is. It's like it's a fun show. My wife and I started randomly watching. All right, let's go to DB for an update. Dan, what's going on, buddy? Bye, Patrick.
Bye, Patrick.
Guys. Ron Funches for life. All right.
Yeah.
Ron Funches for life.
Let's talk about Bill Belichick. The 6-time Super Bowl champion did not receive enough votes to be enshrined as a first-ballot Hall of Famer in the Pro Football Hall of Fame in the class of 2026. ESPN broke the news that said Belichick fell short of the 40 votes needed for induction. Some voters held Spygate and Deflategate against Belichick, according to those reports. Belichick reportedly told someone close to him, quote, 6 Super Bowls isn't enough, end quote. Belichick also told an associate that he doesn't think that this decision reflects at all on his coaching career. The Buffalo Bills promoted offensive coordinator Joe Brady to be their new head coach, getting a 5-year deal to replace Sean McDermott. Jets and offensive coordinator Tanner Engstrand have parted ways after one season. Broncos fired offensive coordinator Joe Lombardi, while the Titans are hiring former Giants head coach Brian Daboll to be their offensive coordinator. New Steelers head coach Mike McCarthy says he has spoken with quarterback Aaron Rodgers.
You want Aaron Rodgers back as your quarterback next year?
I mean, definitely. I mean, I don't see why you wouldn't. But, I think just like anything, knowing Aaron long enough, I think when players are up at that stage of their career, they need to step away and decompress. I think that's very important.
Cavaliers center Evan Mobley is going to miss at least 1 to 3 weeks with a calf strain. Guys, back to you.
You think that Mike McCarthy answer is obviously politically correct one, but you ever think sometimes it's like getting a job or a relationship. If you're removed enough, you could look back and be like, you know what, it was maybe better than I thought.
Yes. I think all around, everyone will
have
those feelings.
DB, we got
Thanks,
more.
Dan.
Covino and Rich. Covino.
Yes.
Danny G finally got to give us those STD stats. What college is leading the league?
I'm so excited.
I know. I'm excited
I have
to
a
see this
guess
too.
and I have a theory, too.
All right,
yeah.
perfect. We'll get to all that and, of course, talk a little NFL before we get out of here. Next, right here on Fox Sports Radio. So here's the thing. I'm going to ask my kids a question. You don't answer right away. Covino's going to set the odds. 30 seconds, and you just got to pick over, under. Question 1, Covino.
Okay.
In 30 seconds.
In 30 seconds, between the two of them, right?
Yeah, they're working together as a little team.
All right, they're a tandem.
All right, here we go. First question. How many NFL football teams can my kids name in 30 seconds?
In 30 seconds, 9.
9.
In 30 seconds?
In 30 seconds.
them.
In
30 seconds?
Okay, so,
All of them.
All right, well, chill, Ben. Travis, do you think under or over 9?
Way over.
Oh, boy, the pressure's on. All right, we have the timer set at 30 seconds. And when I point to you, you start naming football teams.
Wait, points?
No, just name all the football teams you can think of. Ready? You ready, Ben? Okay, ready? Here we go. 3, 2, 1, go.
Green Bay Packers, 49ers, Chargers, Bears.
That's 4. Keep going. Rams. Come on, keep going. You don't have to whisper. Go.
Then just do it. It's ticking.
Come on. Come on. That's 10 seconds. Come on.
Ben, do it.
Come on. Come on. You got it. Oh, you got 5. You got 5 teams.
Wait, what did he say?
He said, yeah.
He said over?
Yeah.
Oh. Hey, man, it's different when the pressure's on.
Yeah.
All right, very stressful. Next question. By the way, thank you, Travis. You want to go to Big Bear next, or you want to go to Tulsa, Oklahoma? Where do you want to go?
Big Bear.
Let's go to Big Bear and say hi to Steve. Hey, Steve, you there?
Yes.
All right, I'm on dad duty today, so we're going to play over-under. 30 seconds. Steve Covino.
Okay.
How many Disney characters from movies and TV shows do you think my kids can name in 30 seconds?
30 seconds goes
This is
quick.
gonna be hard.
All right. Disney characters is easier than football teams,
Okay.
I think. But I still think 9 is a pretty solid number. I think if they could name 9, I'd be impressed. 9.
All right, 9. Steve, over, under 9.
I'm going to go with under.
Under 9.
I think I could do over than that.
Oh, okay. Let's go. On the count of 3, the
I
timer's...
think I could do all of them.
Oh, you said that last time. All right. On the count of 3, name every Disney character you can think of. You got to get 9 in 30 seconds. Ready? 3,
Okay.
2, 1, go.
Elsa, Anna, Olaf, Mabel, Dipper,
Okay. That's 5.
Aladdin,
Yep.
Ariel,
What?
Woody,
Woody.
Ariel,
Think of all the movies you know.
all the movies.
They need one more. It's
Lightyear.
10
Buzz
seconds.
Lightyear.
Buzz, that's 9.
One more.
Oh, no.
Any other princess? Or
Ben,
what?
just,
What?
Just do it.
Just say it.
Mulan.
Mulan. Was that at the buzzer? Are we counting that at the buzzer?
Sam.
I'll count it.
All right. There you go. Over. Sorry. Oh, sorry, Steve.
buddy. They snuck Mulan in with the
Actually, you know what? I
Mulan
think it was
buzzer
after the
beater.
buzzer. I think
All
it was
right.
after the buzzer.
The third category is baseball players.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Baseball.
Covino, how many
Yes.
baseball players in 30 seconds?
Wow, this is tough. You know why? Because, I'm a baseball fan, but I feel like even I'm limited with, I'm Yankees all the way. These kids are Dodgers, Mets. I don't know how much.
Sometimes a little yank.
Ooh, a little Okay. All right. So how many baseball players? I'm
Yeah.
going magic number 7.
7. Okay.
7.
7 or 6?
No, 7.
No.
7 in
don't
30
say it.
seconds.
Don't do it.
Don't do it. All right. 7. Do you think over or under, Art?
I'm going under because I thought they was good. When you said Dodgers Mets, they gonna name all the Dodgers, so I'm gonna go. I predict they 6, but I'm going under.
Okay. Under 7, 30 seconds. Ben, get on the microphone. What are you doing? He's playing with hand sanitizer. All right. Let's go. Get
Ben,
in there. Come
Ben,
on.
where's your radio etiquette? Come
Come
on.
on. We're on the radio.
No,
People
he's
are
like his
listening
dad.
to this.
He's just like his dad.
Pay attention.
No control on this kid.
All right. Your 30 seconds. You have to name baseball players. Starts now.
Otani.
Otani. I heard Lindor.
Mookie Betts.
Okay.
Otani.
Nimmo.
Nimmo.
That's 4.
That's 4. Come on.
Okay.
Come on. Dodgers, Yankees, Mets, anyone. Padres, you name it. Come on.
10 seconds.
Come on.
Aaron Judge.
Aaron Judge. Okay. That's
Good one.
5.
One more.
Yeah, come on.
Do it.
Come on.
Ben didn't know anymore. Tatis.
Oh, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
6. He
So
won.
you win.
He
yeah.
win. There
You
you go.
win,
He won.
man.
There you go.
Told you I believe in the kids, man.
You win,
I believe in
buddy.
the kids.
Good job, Art.
All right, welcome back, Mr. Cotter. Welcome back to the show, live from the Fox Sports Radio studio. We are Covino, Steve El Hombre Más Guapo Covino, and there he is, Dickie Little Davis boy, and facing a peak season. Looking for a new team member? Workforce Solutions from Express Employment Professionals make hiring easier. Visit expresspros.com to find an office and see how Express can help you hire smarter and faster. And quick reminder, Rich,
Let's hear
I'll
it.
still be in Jersey one more day tomorrow, but we're doing Mike's Wednesday Words of Wisdom and Midweek Major. The biggest stories in sports and pop culture are the midweek or major. We decide mañana right here on Fox Sports Radio.
Now, let me ask you, do you think every dad's goal is for their son to one day be bigger than them? Like, don't you, like, if you're a dad and you got a son, I would imagine you want your son to be a little taller than you, a little smarter, a little more
Not the
successful.
same for your daughter, right?
No, you don't want your daughter,
Yeah.
But then again, Big Mike, who runs this place, his daughter's like a beautiful 6 foot, like almost, I think, 6 foot.
Who?
Well, yeah. I mean, compared to Mike, she looks like a goddess. Yeah.
Well, I mean, Mike's like old, shorter Stone Cold.
Yeah.
Dan Byer, you think they there's a chance, Danny G? You think there's a chance your son? I saw a picture of Danny G's son. His wife Brenda is holding him on, like one of those little side things you put on your hip, like you can hold your kid. He looks like he's a second grader. He looks like he's the size of, no joke, like he's in elementary
He's the man
school.
of the house.
I think there's a chance that Danny G has got like a future linebacker on his hands. I'm not even joking. This kid is enormous. I have not seen a picture of his son in a minute. Enormous. Danny G, you got to look.
I just sent it to Spot right now.
Yo,
Dude, there was a sighting of Bigfoot in California. It turns out it was just Danny G's son.
If you're watching,
there were people staring at us on Saturday because she has to wear one of those hip things, with the seat because it hurts her back and her hips so much to carry him. First of all, he's two, but he's too big to be carried right now.
No, he is not the type of kid that you could sneak in when he's a little too old for something because he already looks like he's too old.
Yeah. It was bad. People were staring at us all day Saturday when she was carrying him on that thing.
That's hilarious.
And he is young, not like Covino when your mom pushed you in a stroller when you were in like 6th grade.
Yeah, I was like 13 already.
With your feet dragging. But yeah, if you follow us on our YouTube channel, maybe Spot could throw up that picture. Danny G's beautiful wife and kid.
He's so
the kid's
cute,
a normo baby. I said,
my God. Look at him with his little pumpkin pie haircut. That's hilarious.
Yeah, he's scared of scissors. He's not scared of anything else.
I thought you just gave him the Mark Davis haircut.
No.
Because you're a Raiders fan. He's a cute kid, man.
He's only scared of two things, a toothbrush and scissors for his hair.
Jeez.
Goodness.
For all the moms and dads out there, enjoy. They're only this little for so long. But Danny G's kids, I don't think he's ever been little. All right, let's get these stats, Danny. You teased it yesterday. What college leads the league? Not in recruits, not in NFL players, not in STDs.
Top 20 colleges with the highest STD rates.
So this could be a warning. This was a warning for us a decade or so ago. This might be a warning now if you have kids going to college, which is such a funny change, right? Like, warn your children.
Yeah, and
I'm guessing that the stats went up increasingly high once Rich Davis left his mark at Syracuse University. It has to be there, right?
Oh, really quick. I was going to say, shouts out to our weekend host, Arnie Spanier. He sent this my way.
Okay.
No surprise.
Hey, I love how he thought of us. And that's
he said, this is perfect for you guys. You are correct, Arnie. All right, so you guys want to guess the top 10?
Top 10, it's got to be schools with, like, hot people that are just sexually active. So I'm guessing like a
party schools.
All right, Florida State or University of Florida.
Definitely.
Florida State is number 5.
Okay,
I wrote that down.
I know where you're definitely going to go also, Covino. Arizona.
Yeah, I said that
Arizona
yesterday.
State or University of Arizona.
Arizona State, number 1.
Yeah, sorry, I ruined your countdown. I apologize.
Yeah, but always had a reputation for being a big party school and is still holding that reputation, man.
It's funny because the joke with some of the moms at the school are like, yeah, as long as your daughter doesn't go to Arizona State. So that's a reputation. That is like a school with a reputation.
I'll take a risk, ready? And I'm going just based on geography, right? Like party cities like New Orleans. Like maybe like a Tulane or something like that.
Let's see.
LSU maybe?
Marquette is number 10. Monroe, UL Monroe is 8.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay, how about this?
USC.
All right, go ahead.
USC.
I wrote that down.
USC is number 12.
Okay.
How about UT?
Oh, okay.
How about UTI?
UTI.
I knew that was coming.
I set you up for that.
How about
we got in the way? We got to figure out a way you don't want to put your
how
Longhorn.
about some these horny kids in Las Vegas?
UNLV?
UNLV.
That's a good one.
They did not make the list.
Oh,
wow. What do we miss, Danny?
All right, number 2, Temple.
Okay.
Number 3, Illinois. Number
Miami
4,
in there?
Number 4, UMass. 6, Rutgers. 7, Penn.
Rutgers.
9, Troy. 11, Cornell. 13, Michigan State. 14, Florida. Texas A&M at 15.
All right, so you know what it is? It's either schools with like hot chicks or like cold places where people are just inside a lot doing it. There you go. All right, perfect. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Think about that tonight. All right, we'll see you guys tomorrow. Until then, arrivederci, baby.
See you in the promised land.
Going to ASU.